I never would have imagined it would be that bad for Protoss. Because I look at this map, and I mean, the third base isn't too far away, can be defended well. There's not too much dropping on this map. Sure, it's a smaller map, so I guess aggression can be a lot more common here.
Yeah, but there are also, like, I feel like maybe 3 or 4 observers who can almost have full map coverage.
Yeah.
At least in terms of playing defensively.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
I don't know. It really surprised me to see the statistics, but I don't know.
We'll have to wait and see how this one plays out. We have Stork on the top right as the blue, MVP bottom left as red.
Do you think it's going to go CC first again?
I think that was a one-off. I think, I'm not sure. We see an interesting place for the supply for starters.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm not really sure what to expect. Reaper expands are always a really safe way of playing, but there's not that much. You don't have that much freedom with the Reaper. You can definitely,
map,
yeah, you can scout the early game. You can scout like the very bare beginnings of the Protoss build. But oh, that's a gas first.
Okay, gas first.
I think we're either going to see Reactor Hellions or really fast Medevac Widowmine Marine type play.
Yeah, I hope it's going to be
definitely
Widowmine.
Something factory based.
Yeah, definitely factory based. That's a given for sure. I would love to see some Widowmine drops. I think.
Oh, and Stork is 13 gate scouting again, so he's going to get this. He's going to get in there right away. He's going to be able to.
Wow. I think this is the most important move of the game so far.
Yeah, I think so too.
If he finds this out, he knows exactly the kind of build he's going to be dealing with.
As a Protoss player, if you scout that your opponent is going factory first, obviously you're still going to have difficulty defending whatever happens in the mid game. But having that knowledge right away, you're able to get your stalker count up. You're able to get observers in position to have the spot for medevacs to deal with widow mines, that sort of thing.
Right.
And with just like a 3-gate robo opening with 1-gate expansion, like I feel like he can hold. So I don't know. This is a really big move from Stork. I feel like this definitely puts him at an advantage scouting this early.
I wonder if we're going to see MVP maybe change it up, considering it did get scouted like this. Like maybe he won't be going for that widow mine drop. Maybe he'll be going for maybe a Hellion run by, maybe a Hellion drop.
I think he's definitely going to try something, but I don't think he'll commit very fully. But again, I'm not really sure what to expect.
Down
There's
goes that
factory.
Yeah,
Marine production begins.
So it's still going to be a while before he can get rid of this probe.
Yeah, and I believe Stork was doing the same build he did in Game 1, where he was going to go 1 gas expansion, but scouting this, he takes a second geyser. He's going to want to tech it up a little bit more quickly and takes his expansion a little bit more slowly. He wants to play safe against this opening.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to get that. I definitely agree with the robotics facility. You want to get that out ASAP. Get those observers. Because I mean, if a widow mine goes down in your base, in your mineral patch, and you have no observers on the map, it's a horrible feeling. Even for Zerg, like. If you have no detection, you're in a horrible place.
Yeah, and here goes the Nexus. I feel like the first 2 games, Stork's opening where he goes very fast, 1-gate robo, that seems to be his comfort zone, where he's going robotics facility and playing a little bit defensive in the very early stages of the mid game. So I think he's going to be in a good position to defend against this. It seems like it's the kind of thing that would be in his comfort zone, but I don't know. There's not really that much area to drop either on this map too, and we're seeing a proxy falling out by Stork pretty quick.
Maybe Stork's going to be aggressive at the same time.
I'm not sure what to expect.
I guess looking at this, you could go like proxy Stargate or something. Would be pretty good against this kind of style, unless there's widow mines like in the mineral patch.
Yeah, and you were definitely right, Moonglade. MVP did mix it up. He didn't put down the Stargate after getting scouted. He's just building 1 Hellion, building widow mines, building a faster command center instead of committing to aggression. I guess he expected that he wasn't going to be able to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do see that proxy Stargate.
Yeah, maybe Stork reading into that.
Wow, so Mind Game on top of Mind Game at this point. That Stalker could have actually blocked the Hellion on the ramp, I believe.
No, I think you need a Stalker and a Probe or a Stalker and some other unit to be able to block it on the ramp. But
see, I was thinking maybe they're the size of the Queen, but maybe they're just a little bit smaller.
A little bit smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Hellion does get a full
scout.
Full scout. It's effectively a Reaper, I suppose.
It's effectively a Reaper. Maybe a little bit.
Oh, man, MVP is putting down a 3rd command center.
Wow.
And against Stork's opening, I don't know.
But we do see a widow mine in the mineral patch, which I think is the most important thing of all here.
I'm actually very curious where you put the widow mine, because Terran players are getting so creative, and where they hide the widow mine, and I don't actually see it. Do you?
No, I don't. That's how creative he is. And it is going to be, looks like an Oracle.
Yeah, and it looks like there's a...
Might be behind like a mineral patch.
Oh, there it is. It's right behind the mineral patch, between the mineral patch and the geyser.
Oh,
so those kind of spots.
That's so good. That could actually definitely take against Oracle out.
It's so frustrating as a Protoss player to fly in there and be like, oh, I can do so much damage, and then the Oracle just gets taken out by a hidden widow mine. But like,
oh, that's the worst feeling I can imagine.
And it looks like the rally point. I think it's just going to go straight into the mineral line.
He's gonna face tank this widow mine.
Oh man,
how
angle.
How on point is he? He's being very careful.
Does he know? Oh, he doesn't know. There he goes. The widow mine's going to take it out.
Oh, the Oracle goes down for free.
Oh, what great positioning by MVP. Oh, it's so much fun to watch.
That is beautiful. And I mean, I think he got 1 SCV for his trouble there, but that is such an important kill. What a widow mine placement.
Yeah, that's a proxy Stargate, a proxy Pylon, and an Oracle for one Widowmine, or for
one SCV.
For one SCV, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that almost equalized the openings.
I think so. Considering how MVP reacted to that scouting early on and going for that 2CC and just defensive Widow Mines, like, he played it perfectly.
Yeah, that was really... I'm really impressed, actually. I was expecting Stork to be ahead from this, but...
And look at this next
look at this
Widow
Widow Mine placement.
Once his 2 SCVs mining from that Widow Mine patch, you'll never see it until it's too late. But I don't think we're going to see any more Oracles from Stork at this point.
Yeah, Stork is up 14 workers because he just did get his... did expand very quickly, but... MVP with 3 command centers.
Nah, he's going to catch up very quickly.
Yeah. And even if he doesn't catch up on workers, like 3 mules, that's a lot of income.
Oh, that's pretty much all you need to get ahead.
Yeah, and Stork even warping in 2 cannons in his mineral line, so...
Playing very defensive. Doesn't want to deal with those Widow Mine drops.
Yeah, and I feel like we're going to go into the same kind of mid-game, but I believe those are the 3rd, 4th, and 5th racks going down for MVP, and usually if a Terran player goes 5 racks this early, it's an aggressive play, but with the 3 command centers, he can afford to do this and still play very passively, so I'm wondering whether he's going to go for 3 base pressure or maybe an SCV pull, or if he's just going to try and play safe, because his late game, judging by the first game, seems very, very strong.
Right, yeah, I agree completely. And I mean, we do see that starport out very, very early on too, which is kind of a big deal. He's going to have that Medivac can out a lot earlier than usual, plus he's going to scout the Colossi and have Vikings ready a lot earlier as well.
I think if you're MVP at this point, you pretty much know that Stork is going to be going for Colossus. It's a standard in this matchup right now. Templar openings aren't as good with the Widow Mine buffs. Yeah. But as I say that, Stork actually throwing down a Templar Archives. I was going to say as MVP, I would expect Stork to just go for the same Colossus composition. And so I was really interested in seeing when he starts Viking production, but with the Templar Archives, this almost seems like a fake. Yeah,
maybe it's like 1 to 2 Colossi into that Templar tech, which could work. Looks like he's going to move out of the map, be a little bit aggressive
This is dangerous.
This actually could be the end of it for him. He does scout it out.
I think he's going to pull back as soon as he sees this. Yeah.
He doesn't want to fight that. He sees everything with the Zelnaga Tower.
Yeah, and MVP's factory is going to see the 3rd base from Stork, but I'm not sure. His opening was very economic itself, so I'm not sure he's actually going to be able to pressure, but I don't think it matters. He's already caught up on workers. He has 3 mules. He's going to have 3 bases fully saturated well before Stork's 3rd base finishes.
Yeah, and wow, look at that Chrono going down. Upgrades, Blink, as well as the Storm upgrade.
Yeah, so I guess he's going to be going... Typically when a player goes for Templar Archives, they get charged, because Charge Zealots and Templar have such good synergy.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing he's going to go into Colossus production maybe after... Maybe after the first few Templar?
I definitely have seen this a lot in the past, where you go like maybe 1 Colossi to force out some Vikings and then go straight into Templar and kind of win by like that composition.
Yeah, the Terran kit cuts medevacs at maybe 4 and then starts building Vikings, which
and doesn't go for any ghosts.
Are almost dead weight. And we see Viking production starting now. I'm not sure if this is after 4 or 6 medevacs, but after 4, so not that many medevacs to deal with Storm.
No, absolutely not. And it's going to be up to MVP to really find out this composition as well.
Oh, and this proxy Pylon by Stork at the 3 o'clock is going to see the 2 medevacs coming into his main base, but did he actually notice his army isn't moving into position? But like MVP just assumed he did.
Yeah.
Which is really smart play by MVP.
Better to be safer than sorry.
Yeah, especially having seen the Colossus, he should expect Blink to be finished by now, because Blink Colossus is usually the go-to.
Yeah.
And here come 4 more non-charged Zealots.
Yep.
But they're actually going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, they're going to do so much damage. They're completely out of position at this point. We see Stim, Marines, and Marauders running into the main here.
Yeah, it looks like 6 or 7 SCVs, maybe even more got down.
Many.
Some depots are delayed.
Yeah, the
Armory isn't done.
Armory
so +2 hasn't started.
Yeah.
That was a really cost-effective drop. Did the warp person get away though? I think those 2 Vikings are chasing it at the top.
Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like it is trying to get away, and I think it might actually.
Yeah, and Stork now beginning Immortal production, although he just canceled it. I'm not sure if he's going to go back into Colossus from here, but I feel like army compositions definitely give him an example, definitely giving him an advantage, though MVP is ahead in supply.
Yeah, I definitely like this army composition. We don't see any ghosts whatsoever out on the map, which is going to be the biggest problem when MVP finally goes for that attack and he runs into Storm instead of Colossi.
Yeah, and is there a Ghost Academy? There are no ghosts out on the map, but...
Don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. So this is going to be a big problem considering how long he's waited. There are 4 Templar out on the map already. Charge hasn't finished yet, though. Oh, 1 Stalker goes down.
It's a little unfortunate.
He sees 1 Colossi with that army as well, so maybe he can take something from that. We only see 4 Vikings on the map.
So he hasn't really fully committed. 2 more are coming across the map, I think, but...
Oh, this is a bad position for Stork, actually.
Yeah, it is. He should pull back.
Oh, we see a great split here.
Oh, that's
Marauders,
a great Storm, though.
Yeah, Marauders taking a lot of it. But there's not that much of a gateway units here.
Yeah, there's Storm, but there isn't that much army.
Yeah, there's not much buffer here. And if he can get rid of all these Storms, he might have a great time just right-clicking.
Oh, but a massive drop in MVP's main base.
No. Doing a bit of damage here, but the Storms are gone.
Oh,
I think that was the last one here.
One more Storm, but it's so good. I think he might be able to defend, barely.
Oh, I don't know.
This is so close.
Once that Archon goes down, he's going to have nothing but
just Stalkers against Marauders.
Oh, wow. 2 Zealots get warped in. 5 more at the back here, and 4 Stalkers. That's simply not enough to deal with this army, considering how many Marauders and as well as Medivacks are there.
And it looks like the drop from Stork did get cleaned up in the main base, so MVP's not really taking much more damage.
No, but retreats from the Photon overcharge.
And but even though he didn't do game-ending damage there, I feel like that fight definitely put MVP ahead. He knows the tech of Stork, he knows that he's cut Colossus production, and he got rid of all the Templar for just bio.
And he gets the Warp Prism as well, so he's safe at home. He can bring those Marauders, Marines, and Medivacks back out. And yeah, he's up 30 supply at this point.
And has he started a Ghost Academy yet still? I think he might just try to power his way through this.
I think he might indeed. We see 5 Templar.
Oh, he has. He's starting Cloak.
Finally. Excellent. Exactly what he needs.
Once 2-2 finishes Cloak and he has Ghosts out, it's going to be a really hard fight for Stork because he still hasn't resumed Colossus production. Yeah. And MVP is only building Medivacs at this point. He's going to have 10.
Yeah, he's going.
And when Medivac counts get into the double digits against Storm compositions, units like Marauders just don't die.
Right.
Oh,
but then the 3 Templar get picked off, forced into Archons here before.
And even a Photon overcharge.
Yeah. A great start here. More Templar coming in there. He's going to have to do that micro once again. 2 Immortals actually going to do a lot of damage to this army as well. But look at that concave here.
Yeah, it's a brilliant concave for MVP, but
might not be enough.
Army composition is so Marauder heavy, and with the Zealots and Archons and Immortals, I feel like it's a little bit hard for him to break this.
Yeah, it looks like he's still trying here, but the more Zealots get warped in and are on top of the Marauders at this point.
He might lose those Ghosts.
Yeah, he's going to get out of here now.
Yeah, at least 1 Ghost went down. And that was a good timing in that Stork's +3 armor, and I think that's +2 attack hadn't finished. And he did get 3 Templar, but maybe he might have overcommitted there. I'm not sure whether that was worth it.
Ah, I see. So, MVP pushed back once again.
And it looks like Stork is resuming Colossus production.
Yeah, and he has taken the supply lead at this point, too.
And MVP throwing down 2 more command centers. Yeah. And this one's going to get canceled right away, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, 4 Zealots walking into the 4th at that time.
Really good intuition by Stork, expecting a 4th base to be going around at that timing and warping in Zealots to go intercept it.
Zealot's going to get cleaned up here, but yeah, MVP is going to really have to rethink his composition. We did see 1 Colossi, and as you said earlier, he has resumed his Colossi production. So it's getting to that point where that army is so hard to deal with. You got to be have kind of like the perfect composition of Vikings and Ghosts to deal with the Colossi and Templar.
Yeah, this stage in the game, when Protoss has access to all the parts of their tech that they need, they have Templar, they have Colossus, Archons, Immortals, in almost an upgraded advantage. I feel like it's really hard for the Terran player, especially before Max, when you have without Ghosts.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so easy.
Oh, what a brilliant EMP.
The perfect money and EMP on the 3 Templar.
All the Templar.
That is every single Templar from here.
He's going to lose Immortal, he's going to lose Templar. That's a huge win for MVP.
Great turnaround here. And exactly what he needed. I mean, he was going to have a hard time fighting that army.
Yeah, this army with just Colossus and Archons is definitely a winnable fight for MVP. It's really the Storm that was going to be troublesome, but that EMP was just so clutch.
That was the clutch MVP, EMP. MVP EMP. And we see more Templar getting whooped in. We see a Colossi being made, but only 2 Vikings in production. I mean, he needs that 2nd Starport by now, I think. So he can deal with this.
Brilliant concave for
oh, MVP. Wow. Going from both sides here, trying to sandwich the Protoss army, but it's still so difficult.
Yeah, Stork winning the fight so hard on the right side.
Yeah, simply just not enough.
But the Colossus!
They're exposed, but I mean...
They're exposed, but they don't go down.
No, it's just simply not enough.
Oh, really good control by both Stork and MVP here. But I feel like Stork definitely got the better end of this deal.
Yeah, but I mean, look at the supply also. Like, only 20 supply down, so he can come back from this.
Yeah, the army supplies are almost even, but MVP has no more Ghosts and only has 2 Vikings that just finished. So I feel like it's going to be really hard for him.
Yeah, just a composition problem again. Only 2 Vikings here. He's going to deal with this. Has a great concave. Oh, it looks like SCVs are being pulled as well, which could actually help out a lot.
Yeah, he knows he has to defend this now, but with the Zealots coming in.
Oh no, this is going to be even worse for MVP though. He's going to have such a great position with these Zealots here. 1 Colossus goes down, but the rest of MVP's army is going down at the same time, including every SCV from the 3rd base.
And it looks like Stork is going to wrap this up.
Oh, he looks like he's going to wrap it up. We would see it blink in.
That engagement happened just before 3-3 finish for MVP.
Oh, GG from MVP. Stork takes it 2-1.
What a hard-fought series.
Very, very hard-fought series. So happy to see how well MVP played.
Yeah, that was a lot closer than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Stork's been doing so well recently, especially in Pro League, and especially against Terran.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's just so impressive by MVP. He did end up losing 2-1, but I wasn't expecting that at all. Those games were really, really close, every single one.
That was a great warm-up series.
Yeah, it was.
That was a